The 28th, Andrei Kotinov, Director General of the Russian International Affairs Council, a famous think tank, wrote in an article that the Summit for Democracy attempts to turn the multicolor modern world into black and white divisions. Any comment on that?
我注意到了有关的报道。
I have taken note of relevant reports as well as sound criticism and suggestions regarding the U.S.-style democracy from the academic circle. Atlantic Council researchers Daniel Fried and Rose Jackson said the U.S. should be asking itself what is causing the democratic decline and make those issues its focus. Elliot Abrams, a senior fellow at the U.S. Council on Foreign Relations, said the U.S. has spent billions of dollars per year to advance democracy around the world for the past 2 decades. However, the relevant projects have been seriously disoriented in the pursuit of profits, and a comprehensive review of U.S. efforts to promote democracy is needed. Ben Scott, a researcher with the Lowy Institute of Australia, said the U.S. should recognize that its authority has been weakened by its own democratic shortcomings and should strike a suitably humble note when discussing democracy abroad. No democratic system is a panacea. All countries aspire for democratic values. Discussions on practicing democratic values should be colorful and inclusive. Countries with different national conditions and social systems should engage in exchange and mutual learning. The U.S. insists on condescendingly imposing its so-called democracy on other countries and even interfering in others' domestic affairs or waging military invasion. The result can only be turmoil, warfare, and refugees in the affected countries. The U.S. insists on depicting the multicolor modern world in black and white film and monopolizing the definition of democracy with its own standard in disregard of the huge differences in culture, history, and civilization. It acts as the judge of democracy in a self-choreographed play. Nothing could be further from true democracy than its travesty of democracy. I want to stress that the U.S. is in no position to call itself a model of democracy. By patching together the so-called Summit for Democracy and peddling the democracy versus autocracy narrative, the country is actually seeking to rekindle the Cold War mentality and instigate division and confrontation to serve its hegemonic agenda. Such acts that undermine democracy in the name of promoting democracy risk international condemnation and will only end up in failure.